Welcome in everybody in the chat. Today we are going to be doing a live preview of the new operating system from Apple called macOS Ventura. And if you're anything like me, when Apple releases a new operating system, you're just so excited. That's what I like to hear, the crowd getting right into it. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. First, we're going to cover what Macs are capable of running the new operating system. So, any iMac 2017 or later, iMac Pros 2017 or later, MacBook Air 2018 and later, MacBook Pros 2017 and later, Mac Pros 2019 and later, the 2022 Mac Studio, 2018 and later Mac Minis, and the 2017 MacBook are the only Macs that can run the new operating system Ventura. Older Macs will receive security updates but will not be able to run the new operating system. So, Dallas, you have a 2019 MacBook? Nice. Welcome in, Christina G, Costa Mama Course, Dallas Apple Girl. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me close that window. All right, so what's new in the operating system? Well, most of the menu screens have been redesigned. We're going to go ahead and start with the About This Mac. So we're going to click the Apple logo and click About This Mac. And you see we have a whole new design. We used to have tabs that had storage and all the different options you could go through. Now we just have the model of your Mac, which mine is a Mac 2018 Mac Mini. It also will tell you the operating system. I am currently on the Ventura 13.0. So, and if you wanted to get the more information like storage and stuff, you would then hit more info, which will brings us to our next update. System preferences is now called system settings. And it's based, and it looks a lot like iOS and iPad OS. It's no longer just the row of icons like it used to be. You notice we have all the subcategories on the left. So, and we should be able to go, if we scroll down, we could get to our storage like we used to before. But now everything is in this new redesign of the settings. Let's go ahead and go check out the wallpapers real quick. Wallpapers. All right, so we have your dynamic wallpapers. So if we go, we could go show all. Okay, anyone we don't have, you notice there's a little cloud. We could go ahead and download those. We also have all the old wallpapers from all the old operating systems, but they're located under what's called desktop pictures. So like if we click on this one, it's the one from Big Sur, and we could download any of these wallpapers. You know, unfortunately, some people love this new design, others don't. They like the where it just had the block of icons and that was it. I actually am getting very used to this, but that's because I also have an iPad and an iPhone that I use constantly. So to me, this is no big deal. To me, I find it more organizing. So we're going to close our, well, we're not going to close it. We're going to just minimize our settings for now. We will close that. Okay. With macOS Ventura, it is bringing more consistency across all devices. We'll see if we go into Launchpad now. We actually have the weather app on the Mac now. Which actually, of course, loaded in the wrong screen. But that's okay. And it's much like the weather app on the iPad. So we have our different locations. If we click on, say, the map, it will expand the map, and we can have our map. So that is the new weather app that has been brought to macOS Ventura. We also, if we go back into the Launchpad, now have a designated clock app on the Mac. You have your world clocks. You can set alarms, stopwatch, and timer, just like you can on an iPhone or an iPad. Okay, before I go into the next one, let me see. I might be skipping around a little bit. Not really. I'm not skipping around that much. Okay. All right. So Siri has a new interface. So if we go up to the top and we click on Siri, oh, you can't see it. All right. Let me change that. I was avoiding all my icons, but let's change that. Okay. So if we click on the Siri, you notice it's got a new animation for the Siri. Oh, I'm sorry, I picked the wrong screen. What the heck? Let's try that again. There we go. So if we click on Siri one more time so you guys can see it, you notice it's got a new animation here. So, but you could also with Siri now set it to say you wanted to do a timer. Set a 5-minute timer. So it set the timer and it's running the timer. Now if we click out of that, because we clicked out of Siri, it's disappeared. But if you notice on the top menu bar here, that timer is still going. So you can always still see the timer all the way at the top here where my mouse is. So we're going to go ahead and stop that because we don't need the timer going off. So Siri is more intuitive and with a redesigned interface. Okay. We're gonna try this on the screen I'm on right now. I do run 5 screens on my Mac Mini. So sometimes when I try to load something to show you guys, it's gonna load on a different screen. But hopefully it's not going to do that this time. So we're gonna go ahead. The biggest feature of macOS Ventura and the most talked about feature is Stage Manager. Just like with certain iPads, not all iPads get Stage Manager. But any Mac that runs Ventura will have Stage Manager. So to activate Stage Manager, you're gonna go ahead and click your control center, and then turn on Stage Manager. So now that it's turned on, if we open Let's see. We'll open Safari. Hopefully this is going to work on this screen. And we'll open Chrome. Okay, yep, it did. So you notice when I open Chrome, it puts Safari over here to the left. If I click on the Safari, it's going to put the Chrome over there and bring the Safari up. However, if you wanted to bring Chrome and Safari or multiple apps onto the same desktop, you just drag it over and now you have both windows. So now if we wanted to go ahead and trying to do something that's not going to give out personal information, we'll bring up the App Store. There we go. Now I'm going to shrink that a little bit because most of my apps are full screen. So now we have the App Store, but Safari and Chrome have been brought to the side. So if I wanted to bring those back, I just click those again and it brings those two windows up. So it's a new way of managing your windows on your Mac. To be honest, because I run 5 screens to begin with on my Mac, I really probably will not be using Stage Manager that often. But it is a really cool feature to have. So, let me also, if you wanted to bring, say we had Safari and Chrome, and we wanted to bring the App Store into this as well. Like I said, we can click and drag it in, or we can shift, is it shift? Yeah. Shift click on that, the App Store preview there, and it will bring it into the current Stage Manager. So that is Stage Manager really quickly. Like I said, I run 5 monitors, so I will probably not be using Stage Manager much on my Mac. I do use Stage Manager, however, quite often on my iPad. So let's see. Another feature is FaceTime calls. You can hand off. So if you take a FaceTime call on your phone, you can hand it off to your Mac, and it will transfer to the call will be transferred to your Mac using your phone's camera. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody I can FaceTime right now to show you that, but it will still use your phone's camera. Which brings us into our next feature, which is one of the features I am very looking forward to using. Which is called Continuity Camera. It does work wirelessly. Does not need to. Your iPhone does not need to be plugged into your computer. It works with just about every app out there. Does not require the app to be updated. It works with Zoom and every other chat app that there is. It should just work seamlessly. I have tested it with my OBS streaming software, and I can actually connect it to my OBS streaming software and use my phone as a second camera for my streams. So we're gonna go ahead here and show you, okay? Right now my phone is off. I don't have it unlocked or anything, okay? It's kind of hard to see because I do have a green screen activated. There we go. That's a little better. So I'm going to go ahead and launch QuickTime as an example. And it's probably going to load on a different window screen. Nope, actually, it did fine. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do new movie recording. Okay, now right now that's using my web camera that's actually connected to my Mac directly. Okay, but we can actually switch this to Eric's iPhone camera. And it automatically started my phone camera, and it's now using my iPhone camera as the camera. So if you had a Mac that doesn't have a camera or not a really good camera, you could use your iPhone camera now to make calls. The best way to do that is they do sell different clips that you can actually clip onto your monitor and then clip your phone to that, or put it on a tripod. One thing to note, it does not use the front-facing camera. It uses the rear-facing cameras of your iPhone, because those are the better cameras. Okay? Oh, actually, let me go back into that, because there's more things I have to show you about that. I'm trying to remember everything. I actually have notes written down and stuff too for all of this. So we're going to go ahead, new recording again. And it started up my phone camera, because that's what's the last camera we use. I know that's not a great picture, but let's see what we can do. Okay. There we go. All right. So one of the things you can do is, if you go into your control center, you have video effects now when you're using the iPhone camera. And we have 4 different video effects we can use: center stage, portrait, studio light, and desk view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my phone down for a second, because I actually have a tripod somewhere. Here we go. Set up my so I do have a tripod here. So I'm going to set this tripod up so I can put my phone on it. Now, the higher this camera is for one of the options, the better. All right. So that's a little high. It seems a little high right now, but we're going to go over that option first. If we go into video effects and we hit desk view, it's going to bring up another window, which of course it brought up on the other screen. Okay. So that's a little high. So we're going to bring that down. That's actually a little high. Okay. Don't mind my desk, it's old, it needs a repaint. So, but say we wanted to show a product or something, so we could zoom in the square. Let me bring that back. See if I can bring that back a little bit. And of course, my iPad's not okay. So now if we hit start desk view, now it's just doing the desk view, and we can show off our product, what we're doing. So that's desk view when you're using the continuity camera. So, and when you're done with desk view, you can close the desk view out. So we're going to raise my camera a little bit so it's about decent height. And we're going to go into the next option. Center stage. Okay, center stage uses the wide angle of the lens of the iPhone, and it keeps you in the center of the screen. It will actually move around to keep you centered. Okay. Portrait basically blurs out the background. So you're in focus, but your background is blurred out. And the last one, oh, let's take off center stage. Okay. It will take off portrait. And the last one is studio light. It just basically kind of gives you a lighting effect on your face. So I don't think the studio light really does much. It makes your background darker. That's about it. So those are your video effects when you're using the continuity camera on the macOS Ventura. So we're going to go ahead and shut that down. Take my iPhone off. And when you close the app out on your Mac, your camera app on your phone shuts off. So it's all automatic. You don't have to do nothing to your phone except set it up to be used as the camera. You don't turn on the camera or anything. It's all automatic and smooth. Oh, the other thing you can do, which I'm not going to demonstrate right now because it may mess up the stream, is not only can you share your iPhone camera with your Mac, you can use your iPhone microphone with your Mac. So if your Mac doesn't have a microphone or your microphone's not that good on your Mac, you can use the iPhone microphone and it will send everything over to your Mac. And again, this can be used in Zoom, any video conferencing software. I've tested it with even OBS Studio for when I stream. All right. We will basically do some a little covering of Safari. I do not use Safari. It's Apple's web browser. I understand that, and I know I'm a big Apple user, but I do not like I do not like Safari, so I'd rather use Chrome. But Apple claims that it's now the fastest browser out there. We do have now. They have introduced tab groups. So you can do tab groups now. So I'm not exactly. Yeah, see, new empty tab group. So let's see if we can do that together. There we go. We'll just call this test. All right, so we got that one. That's test. Let's add another page. And we'll go to apple.com. All right, so now we have apple.com and our start page on this tab group. If we go back to our start page, we just have the start page. So you have different tab groups. And you can share the tab group if you're collaborating with other people. Oh, that's another thing you could do. You could also select backgrounds for the tab group. So if we wanted to put a background for this test tab group, we would go to the bottom right, click the settings, and we could select. Oh, apparently I have to. Oh, there we go. We'll just use this one. Okay. So now it's got a background for every page on this tab. Well, not every page, but whatever pages are black, it'll have the background. If we go to the start page, that's going to be black. So the backgrounds are set to the tab group, not everything. Safari also has live text with image translations as well. So let me go ahead and let's see if we can find something here. Okay, so this is a picture, right? We can select, supposedly, okay. We supposedly be able to, yeah, you could select the words in a picture and copy those words. right out of the picture. It recognizes the lettering in a picture. So that's basic stuff on Safari. Like I said, I don't really use Safari. I'm not big on Safari. I like Chrome myself. Okay. The Home app has been totally redesigned. It now has Matter support, which is going to be the new the default. What's the word? I'm trying to think. The default system for our smart homes devices is going. Most of them are all going to use Matter now. Apple Home does support Matter, which is that's the words. The new standard for home automation devices. Okay, and your home on the Mac, your home screen here does sync across all your devices, your iPad, your iPhone, and the Mac. All right, let's see. Okay, so Game Center has also been redesigned. In order to get to Game Center, though, you actually have to load the App Store. And let's see. I did this earlier to make sure I was okay, and now I don't know. Oh, I think I gotta click on my name. Yeah, you gotta click on your name, and then you could go to your Game Center. And Game Center has been totally redesigned. As you can see, I really don't have much here because I don't use the Game Center either because I don't pay into Apple Gaming. I basically use my Oculus and stuff. But if you do anything with the Apple games, the Game Center is now redesigned. Gator Ghost, I use actually. I have a Verizon protection that that they give me random VPNs constantly, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. Messages. I'm hoping I did this right because I don't want to give out too much personal information. Yeah, I'm using my wife. So, okay. All right. So messages have the same ability on a Mac now that are on the iPhone. So if I send my wife a message, please do not answer these messages. What? You stealing my fruit punch? Yeah, but your name wasn't on there, Dallas, so that's all right. Yeah, I'll do that, okay? Oh, is it on there? Well, sorry about that, Dallas. So I'm gonna send my wife a message. This is just a test message. Okay. Now we can edit this message up to 5 times within 15 minutes by right-clicking, and we can edit. Sorry, I didn't mean to send that. And then it'll say edited. And if we needed to, we could edit it again. We could edit it up to 5 times in 15 minutes. Yes, I meant to send that. Okay? Now, say we wanted to delete that. We have up to 2 minutes to delete a message. So we also right-click on it and unsend the message. You unsent the message. Wife may still see the message on devices where the software hasn't been updated. If their phone is on iOS 16, they will not see the message. If their phone is on an older iOS than 16, they will see the message. But you can unsend messages as well. So let me delete out the messages before I send anybody else's phone numbers I don't mean to send. Okay. I'm kind of trying to do the same thing with mail. I'm trying not to give out information. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my mail program off screen. I'm going to change this real quick off screen so people don't see that, my real name. All right, and bring this on. So in when you're sending a message now, email, none@none.com, okay? Test mail. Okay, now you have your normal send button here that you normally use, but you also have a drop down button. If you click that, you can hit send now. You can send it at 8 a.m. tomorrow, or you could click send later and actually program it when you want this message to be sent and schedule it to go out automatically at that time. But since I'm not actually going to send this email, we're just not going to save it. Same thing, I can't show it to you because I don't want to display my personal email. But on your email list on the Apple Mail, if you swipe from left to right on an email, you can hit remind me and set a reminder to respond to that email if you needed to. So if you have an important email you need to respond to later, then you can set a reminder to let you remember that you have to respond to that email. Spotlight search. Wait, did I go too far? Nope. Spotlight search has gotten updates and a better search engine. So if we hit Command Spacebar, it brings up our Spotlight search. Now, if we type in car photo, it's gonna find pictures of cars, obviously. All right. But that's the example I saw earlier. I'm going to just type in car. And see, I have photos from my apps. It will show pictures. And if I go ahead and select one and hit spacebar, it brings up the preview. So it will search my photos for any photo that has a car in it. Let's try another one. Wait, what is oh, for some reason my iPad did not go. There we go. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna type in cat. So now it's going to find pictures of cats. So if we click, say, this picture and hit spacebar, that's one of my kitties. So let's try a random search. Ice cream sundae. Nothing came up. Sorry, Samuel B12. I tried. All right, let's see. Okay, I do have my photos open. Okay. I have it on my Chandler folder right now so not to show too many personal photos. Okay. Photos on macOS Ventura, just like the new iOS 16 and iPadOS 16, will now detect if you have duplicate pictures. And if you have duplicate pictures, let me take this off screen to make sure they're not embarrassing pictures. Which they're not. Okay. So I have two pictures here that that back says is the same. So if we select both those pictures, we can then hit merge the items. merge the exact copies, and then they are merged, and the merged folder goes away. You will also notice now our recently deleted is locked. In order to get into your recently deleted, you will have to enter your login password for your Mac to get into your recently deleted. So, so that's pretty much most of the additions in macOS Ventura. There are maybe a few other minor ones, but those are the main ones that I wanted to cover. If you're wondering if you should install this update, I've been running this for about a week now, and I have not had any issues, even with my older multiple display port adapters, which usually gives me an issue when I update an operating system. I had no problem updating to OS Ventura. But however, if you use any third-party apps or devices, I would caution you and just make sure that it is supported first. As always, use Time Machine to make a backup first in case it doesn't work for you. Then you can roll back your machine with the Time Machine backup and have no issues. If anybody would like to see a video detailing how to back up with Time Machine and then restore from a Time Machine backup, make sure to leave a comment in the comment below the video, and I will make that video. Does anybody have any questions that are in the chat? Oh, see, but let me fix that, CeeLo, and thank you for coming in, by the way, but let me fix that, CeeLo. Let's see. I know I have something here. Somewhere. Where is it? Seriously? Oh, here we go. Let me load this up. Oh, I don't know if this might be too long. So there's your Bash Brothers, CeeLo. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. If you'd like to see more videos of this type, make sure everybody's hitting that like button, by the way, too. I see 10 watching and only 2 likes. I really appreciate if everybody would hit that like button. And again, leave a comment below if you want to see more videos like this. So I hope everyone learned something, and have a great night. Oh, 12 likes? Why am I only showing 2? I don't know why. But I'll take your word for it. Thank you, Gator Ghost. And all right, so have a good night, everybody. Again, if you want to see other videos, make a comment below this video once it's done.